Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I am your boy Buzz, and I'm joined by my dude Goose, a.k.a. Bull Scripted, and we are here to recap the Chicago Bulls 122-113 win over the Toronto Raptors. Before we do that, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at On Tap Sportsnet, following Goose at Bull Scripted, following me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Goose, that's 3, baby.
That's 3.
That's 3.
That's a magical number. And we play again tomorrow night. So winning in the fashion that we did, although it should have been a little bit cleaner, I think we should be rested enough to put up a good fight against another extremely shorthanded Atlanta team tomorrow night. Yeah,
I did. I saw that too. That's unfucking believable that we were just talking about this with Burke the other night, and then we were, Kali had put out his tweet, and then I'm just like, dude, they're all going to keep just sitting these motherfuckers against us. They really want us to win. They just really want, it's like, do you love Chicago, or do you just hate us so much that you don't want us to capitalize off of getting Vooch in that trade and then falling out of the fucking playoff picture into maybe the top part of the lottery where our pick is protected at 4?
Yeah, no, it would be hard to imagine that teams are legitimately out to get us. I just think teams like the Pacers and the Raptors might have apprehensions about whether or not they want to be a part of the playoff or the play-in because the Raptors just won a championship in the last couple of years, lost Kawhi, obviously, headed for a mini rebuild. Pacers have been kind of fluttering in mediocrity for a while. So they're looking at maybe we need one of these top 5 guys. So I don't know if the Pacers want to be in the play-in. I don't think the Raptors want to be in the play-in, but I don't think anybody below them really wants to be in the play-in either. So
this is a deep draft, baby. Get that? They're all trying to get those picks, baby.
So, we're definitely going to play meaningful basketball, which for Bulls fans, I guess that's exciting. That's the direction we picked. Right or wrong, we'll never know because we won't know what our lottery odds would have been if we decided to go the other way. So this is the path we've chosen. We've won 3 in a row. We're probably going to make it 4 in a row tomorrow. If we don't, I'll probably cry because that'll hurt more than, usual if you lose to a shit team.
Well, right. I definitely agree with that. So the game started off tonight kind of odd. So, in the first couple minutes, the Bulls looked out of sorts. Nothing was falling. And I put out a tweet. I'm just like, man, they ain't looking good. The offense ain't clicking. It ain't right. And then as soon as I put the fucking tweet out, I'm sure you can guess what happened. They start clicking. They start hitting. They start doing their thing. And people are like, oh, you're a little bit too premature on that. I'm like, no, if you watch the first 3 minutes of the game, I wanted to run into the fucking wall. And not in a good way. It was pissing me off. No, they couldn't mesh. What did you see in that first quarter? First couple minutes, you're like, and then all of a sudden it was kind of like, Zach was like, no, I'm fucking done with this shit. Let's go. That's kind of how I took it.
First couple minutes, it was like we were complacent. It was like, oh, we only got Siakam to worry about tonight. Maybe Gary Trent, no big deal. Boucher ends up having 38 points and 14 rebounds, something like that. So he had more than Siakam to worry about. But Zach hit that switch and he said, no. This is not how this is going to go. We're not coming out sleeping. I'm turning on the Jets, and he woke us up. And then Kobe and Lowry off the bench again tonight, man. If they can continue to do this, we're going to be a dangerous team.
I really hope they can. Lowry had a great night. By the way, Boucher had 38 points and 19 motherfucking rebounds.
19 shit. I thought I was overshooting with 14.
No, dude, he had 38 19.
A little bit, okay.
Yeah, he went 14 for 24 from the field, 3 for 7 from downtown. They got a nice young player in him. But yeah, so moving on into the Bulls, the team that won the game, Raptors. Lowry Markkanen off the bench, 18 minutes, 8 for 10 from the field, 2 for 4 from downtown. His first 3.5 to 4 minutes of the game saw him playing the 3. If he was playing with Vooch and Tice. He has 18 points, 4 rebounds, no turnovers, just 1 foul, and that was basically it. Goose eggs everywhere else. But Lowry hit his shots. He was aggressive, breaking towards the rim, no free throws. Out of his 10 shots, only 4 of them were 3-pointers tonight. So I was very encouraged by that. Him attacking.
That's a very rare thing that you pointed out there. More 2-point field goal attempts than 3-point field goal attempts. That is interesting, especially off the bench. So maybe this message is getting clearly sent to Lowry, and it's something he can continue to do. 2 games in a row. Let's make it 3.
Another interesting thing going into this game, obviously, when we took the lead there in the first quarter, and we really never turned back, after we kind of started off slow, Billy's rotations have slimmed. I believe only 9 guys played. Yeah, 9 guys played tonight.
Archie or Denzel? You mean we're a real basketball team now?
Yes, we are. We are, because no Archie, no Denzel. Kobe White, Daniel Tice both played 27 minutes off the bench. I said Lowry played 18, and Troy Brown Jr. played 14. He actually attempted no shots tonight from him, but he did have 2 rebounds, 1 block, and he was a plus 12 if you're into that kind of thing.
I am into that kind of thing when it's players that I like.
When it benefits you is when you're into it.
Exactly.
Okay.
When it's somebody that I like and I want to use it in my favor, of course, then it's a great stat. Otherwise, it's complete shit, because it really depends on who you're on the floor with. But Troy Brown Jr., I mean, if he's going to establish that defensive spot on the team, I don't care if he shoots. That was the upside to him, was he was going to take care of some of your flaws, and he wasn't going to cost you possessions on the offensive end. He was going to move the ball, and he wasn't going to force shots. So that's what we want to see. And there's a tweet. I don't know who it was, and I probably should. I should even fucking screenshotted it to save it for later. But there was the son and the father, and you had Gary Trent Jr. and Troy Brown Jr. as the father, because he locked that man up tonight. That was good shit on his end.
Absolutely. So moving on into Zach, we'll get into him. We said he was starting to take over there in the first. 8 for 16, 2 for 8 from downtown, 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Zach finishes with 22 points, 5 turnovers. I'm going to point that out. 5 turnovers, 1 block, 3 steals, 13 assists, and 6 rebounds for Zach LaVine. 22 and 13 for him tonight. Awesome.
And that's why the 5 turnovers does not matter as much to me tonight,
because the ratio between that and the assists.
That's almost 3-1. And before Zach's numbers started ticking up, I pointed out early in the game, his passing was on point tonight. He hit Thad hands a couple of times on some cuts that ended up being non-shot attempts, because Thad didn't catch them. You had Vooch miss a couple gimmies. Zach's passing was on point tonight early. He probably should have broken his career record for assists. And
would you say that tonight, because you had brought up Vooch too, and how Zach was playmaking, would you say it was like the best game that you've seen them two play together, even though Vooch's shooting night wasn't as perfect as we'd like it to be, or as good?
From a comfort standpoint, I'd say so.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought so too. I thought that they looked I felt like they knew where each other were going to be on the court once that little shitty stretch happened.
It's finally becoming routine. It's not forced. They're not thinking about it. It's finally becoming just that secondhand nature, which hopefully we continue to grow. That was the plan. We had that rough stretch. Now we're getting all these gimme games. Let's build up some fucking confidence. Keep rolling. Let's put 7-8 in a row together. And put ourselves, in a real good spot here.
You're starting to sound like me and like a homer.
Man, but that was the plan. That's what you made the trade for. The East sucks. I
agree.
Worst case scenario, we're probably playing in. Like, we could beat these teams that are 7 through 10 where we're at. So I mean, we got 2 fucking all-stars, man. Can I not be a little excited?
No, you could yell. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to take your excitement away. I just, when you were like getting 7 to 8 in a row, I mean, you were starting to sound like me because I'm a fucking homer.
but I'm keeping the schedule in mind. We don't play the greatest teams. We play equal, or the games where we can win that game. It's
right.
Nothing that scares you.
No, definitely fair. Definitely fair. Now we'll take a couple questions here. I just want to read off one more stat before we do that, so we're going to get to you real quick. Thad Young, 24 minutes, 4 for 11, 9, and 6. I just want that triple-double so bad.
No, you've got to get that shit.
I know. He's got to get it, dude. P. Will, 3 for 7, 1 for 2 from downtown, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 11.7 rebounds tonight. Vooch, 9 for 19, 3 for 6 from downtown, 22.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. And Tomas Satoransky, 30 minutes. This dude's shooting fucking lights out lately. 30 minutes, 4 for 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from downtown. He has 9 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. The best plus minus
out lately. He's got 9 fucking points.
Yeah, but no, he is his percentage, bro.
I know, but that's just.
It's like the shots he's taking.
Those 2 things together still.
Don't make fun of me.
I'm sorry.
You know what I meant. You
made maybe 3 buckets tonight.
You know what I meant, you son of a bitch.
I knew exactly what you meant, but putting them together still got me. But we do have a good question on the screen, and that is, do we think that Garrett Temple will take Troy Brown Jr.'s minutes when he comes back? And as much as it hurts me to say, I think you have to. He's the veteran. That's who Billy's going to trust.
Yeah, if you're going to start competing and you're making that playoff push, I do see it being him over TBJ. Not that I want that, but I still think that TBJ will get some playing time, though. I don't know if Billy will go to a strict 9-man rotation.
Yeah, exactly. You might just have to extend it to 10 there. We are playing rather big at this point in time. We're seeing Lowry at the 3. When you get Temple back, maybe we go back to playing smaller, though. I know a lot of people don't like this big lineup, but I haven't had an issue with it as much as others have.
I don't think that Lowry's going to continue working at the 3.
Why not, though?
Well, I guess in different matchup situations. In different matchup situations, I think it's going to not work out for him. But if he can stay aggressive and keep attacking like he is on the offensive end, at least to get his, then all right.
But I think that's where we're getting this aggressive Lowry, is because you are creating a mismatch for him on every possession. You've got Yuta Wanatabes on him instead of guys his size. So it's more encouraging to drive every time. So I don't know. I mean, obviously defensively it still sucks, but you can see that with Lowry. You could play Lowry at the 1, and it's going to be the same fucking thing on defense. Like, he's going to suck. 1 through 5, Lowry is going to suck on defense. So if you're just using him as an offensive weapon and spacer and somebody that can take advantage of mismatches on offense, fuck it. Play him at the 2. I don't care.
Okay, fair point. Daniel Tice, big game. It's from our dude Dice. Thank you, Dice. Dice joins us every episode. Go follow him on Twitter if you're not already. He joins us every episode. It's fucking awesome. But
Dice,
his name is fucking Dice. Yeah, you gotta follow him. Dice finishes, not Dice. God damn it. Tice finishes with 14 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists tonight. 6 for 9 from the field. Big energy guy, decent defense there. I like him. I think that he's going to work out.
I will cry.
I'm sorry, you said what if he didn't come back next year? You're going to cry?
Dice is not back next year. I will cry.
I saw you tweeted at our boy Ryan Borgia to see.
Yeah, I want to know because the Bulls haven't used many of their exceptions lately, and I've leaned on Ryan like a crutch when it comes to that kind of stuff. He hasn't got back to me yet, so Ryan, I'm still waiting. I'm sure I could go Google it myself rather quickly too, but it's always fun to throw Ryan a quick little plug because he does know his shit.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking legit.
I know we haven't used a lot of our exceptions the last few years, so we might have multiple to use. So I'm curious what like the biggest one we could throw at Tice would be, which for some people who aren't too inept with the cap is the exception allows you essentially to have an exception to go over the cap limit. Once your roster is somewhat set, you could have somebody like Tice sitting there like, dude, I promise you, we're giving you this exception. You just got to wait till everybody else gets theirs. So that's my curiosity is what is the biggest number we could offer Tice on a contract that is allowed to exceed the cap limit once we sign Alonzo Ball? Right.
Well, hopefully our boy Ryan gets back to us or we can Google it, but I have had too many beers to even put together a sentence that can do that because we're going to bullshit a little bit. I know you got to run and do your thing, but the White Sox have their home opener today, man. They pick up a W. The Bulls pick up a W. That's my 2 teams right there. I love the Bears too, but they just they pissed me off real bad.
Hey, trade up to 4 and get Fields because for whatever reason, there's a dumbass that's going to go 3.
Let's not. But yeah. Let's not. Let's not.
I mean, I don't watch enough college football to call him a dumbass, but I heard he's got 2 DUIs, and I saw that workout tape. How is this guy going 3?
Well, maybe his talent is very good, or he has pictures of somebody that he shouldn't have pictures of.
He must have a lot of people's pictures.
Yeah, so those are my 2 things. But it was just such a great night for me, sports-wise, because, like I said, Sox end up with a great win. Bulls end up with a great win. And tomorrow, I don't want to be like, oh, it's a guaranteed win. But like we pointed out in the beginning of the podcast, we're playing Atlanta tomorrow.
Missing and people. They're barely going to be able to field the team.
It was the same tonight because the Raptors didn't have a ton of fucking people. I think they only had 8 guys tonight. Okay. And that's the league minimum to play a game. Yeah, the Raptors played 8 people tonight. That's it.
Damn.
So it's going to be the same way with Atlanta tomorrow as well. And the Bulls play them in Atlanta at 7 p.m. tomorrow. I mean, more of the same, something different. What do you think?
I mean, it better be more of the same, except that first 3 minutes, we can't let ourselves get punched in the mouth. I mean, unless that's what we're into. If we're into that kind of kinky thing and that's what gets us going, and we got to take a shot in the mouth early before we wake up. I hope that's not the case. That's a habit I'd like to see us break with this new roster. You have a more veteran core. You're not starting all these young guys, so you don't have that excuse for these poor starts anymore. Pat's the only guy that's really out there that isn't considered a veteran at this point. So wake up. Let's get off to a good start and never look back.
Absolutely. Don't take them for granted tomorrow. Come out, kick some ass. And I would love to see our boy Chai Sports Fan, also listener to the show all the time, always interacting. I appreciate him to death. But he put Pat on Trey tomorrow. I'd love to see that. I'd like to see that. Yeah, sure. Throw Pat on Trey.
I'd rather Troy Brown, personally.
I'd rather Trey. Well, I'm talking about when you're starting the game.
Yeah, I mean, starting the game, I'd actually rather Zach. We saw that triple overtime game where they kind of went head-to-head the whole entire time, where the Bulls came out on top 2 years ago. I'd like to see Zach on him. I think that's a better matchup. I've always liked Zach at the point of attack. It takes away those off-ball lapses that he has, but it is asking a lot from a guy that initiates 90% of your offense, although he doesn't have to do that anymore. So maybe defensive assignments like Trae Young will be more realistic going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let's get that dub tomorrow, man. And I do want to throw something out for the people that listen to the podcast. The last few episodes, I don't know if you've noticed, we have not had an intro nor an outro song, which I don't know if you give a shit about that or not, but you will.
About the hard-hitting content.
Yeah, right, exactly. We are working with a local Chicago rapper who I'll plug here real quick. His name is Jujilla. If you don't know who he is, go check him out. He is going to be making the Bulls on Tap theme song. We do have the beat. We are not going to release that yet until everything's said and done, but I'm very excited about it because Chicago is working with Chicago here. Chicago rapper who's doing his thing. He's been featured on 92.3. He's been working with us. He's going to make a cool song for us, and that'll be the new intro. And then I'm going to make a cool little Bulls video to go along with it. I just need to get Goose over here so we can jump over the fire after a victory. Would you do that?
Jumping over the fire. I mean, you get me lubricated enough, maybe.
All right, I'm in. Fucking in, dude.
I mean, how big's the pit? I mean,
you haven't been to the new crib yet.
I have like white boy hops, but I got white boy hops. So
yeah, you haven't been to the new crib yet. It's pretty big. I don't think we could clear it, but I'm gonna try it.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's what I do. I have to.
Well,
but yeah. So that's all I got. I know you got some shit to do, so I'm going to run and let you go do your shit. Everybody be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at Bulls Scripted. Follow me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts. You can listen to us, 5-star rating and review. We'll be back tomorrow night after the Bulls beat the Atlanta Hawks. Let's go, Bulls.